Tonight, we're tracking two fast-moving stories. The manhunt for somebody accused of opening fire on a Kentucky highway and the mass evacuations from this California wildfire as it explodes in size. The terrifying scene as the gunman fired on cars speeding by. 9 of them hit. At least 5 people seriously hurt. The major highway shut down. Police now searching these woods. They're warning to people nearby.
Stay vigilant and stay aware.
Thousands evacuated outside Los Angeles after this wildfire doubled in size overnight. Some cabins already burned. 35,000 other buildings now at risk, while another fire sends these horses, look at that, racing to safety. The presidential debate now just 2 days away. New polling showing a dead heat, and our new reporting on how both candidates are gearing up for the campaign's biggest primetime moment yet. Chilling new details why the mother of the Georgia school shooter called with a warning just minutes before he allegedly opened fire. College football tradition, the wave of hope from the heartland.
This is NBC Nightly News with Hallie Jackson.
We're coming on the air with an urgent manhunt tonight. The race to find whoever randomly shot up cars on a highway in Kentucky, according to officials, in what they call a sniper-like situation. Multiple people hurt, with police describing the chaotic scene. You can see some of the aftermath here. They say it is now this man who's on the run, the suspect, believed to be armed and dangerous. All of it happening near the town of London on this stretch of interstate between Lexington and Knoxville, Tennessee. And now tonight, dozens of law enforcement officials, plus dogs, a drone, a helicopter, all joining the hunt to try to bring this suspect to justice. Priya Sridhar is on the scene for us with the late-breaking developments.
An urgent manhunt ramping up in Kentucky for an alleged gunman considered armed and dangerous by police, who's now on the run.
Multiple gunshot victims. The shooter, they don't know exactly where he is.
Multiple law enforcement agencies searching a remote wooded area all day. Hours after officials say gunfire erupted off an exit near Interstate 75 in Laurel County, Kentucky.
We've got drones, we've got helicopters, we've got dogs. We're doing the best we can.
That shooting leaving 5 people seriously injured after 9 vehicles were shot at, according to authorities. Officials say all 5 of the injured are expected to survive.
No one was killed from this, thankfully.
Authorities identifying 32-year-old Joseph Couch as a suspect after finding his car parked near where the shooting took place, and today recovering an AR-15 that Couch allegedly used in the shooting.
He's had to walk on over toward the interstate, which is where we recovered the weapon at.
Christina Donato was with her friend driving on I-75 when they heard a loud noise.
I would assume that the white truck that was next to us got shot and then the bullet ricocheted off and hit my vehicle.
What went through your head?
It was very scary and surreal.
In nearby London, Kentucky, the community on edge. Officials urging people in the area to stay home and not approach the suspect if he's spotted. Ophelia Riley is visiting her hometown.
How do you feel right now?
Oh my God, I'm scared. I'm going to be praying for the community and first responders.
Priya is joining us now from London, Kentucky. And Priya, at this point, it's visibility becoming a concern in this search.
That's right, Hallie. The terrain in this area is really rugged. So the spokesperson for the sheriff's department tells me they will be suspending their search operations when the sun goes down to protect the safety of their law enforcement officers. Hallie?
Priya Sridhar, thank you. A state of emergency in Southern California as thousands of people race to evacuate from a fast-moving wildfire. Tens of thousands of buildings and homes now at risk. Dana Griffin is there.
Tonight, thousands forced to evacuate as the line fire burning in San Bernardino County threatens 35,000 homes and buildings.
So as far as fires this summer, this one ranks up there because of the unpredictability. It might not be the biggest in acreage, but we have people in front of it, and it's very unpredictable, making it that much more dangerous.
The area under a state of emergency located in the mountains 60 miles east of Los Angeles. The fire fueled by unpredictable thunderstorms, steep terrain, and scorching temperatures with 300 lightning strikes Saturday alone. Rain in the area has helped a bit, but the threat is not over. In Nevada, the Davis fire also forcing hundreds to evacuate.
Keep going, guys. Keep going.
Dozens of horses seen here running alongside a crowded, smoky roadway in Washoe County. Flames there burning 1,500 acres, setting ablaze homes and other structures. Meanwhile, 30 million are under heat alerts across the West. A 3-year-old died in Anaheim, California, while inside a hot car with her mother, also found unconscious in the vehicle. Back here in the fire zone, officials say they are lining crews on all sides of the flames because they just don't know where it'll spread next. Hallie?
Dana Griffin there for us in California. A potential make-or-break moment in this presidential race now just 48 hours away, with new polling showing a dead heat. And the debate stage now set, as our team gets an inside look at how former President Trump and Vice President Harris are preparing for their first ever face-off. Aaron Gilchrist reports from Battleground, Pennsylvania.
Vice President Kamala Harris taking a break from debate prep, going for a walk with her husband late today.
Are you ready, Madam Vice President?
Ready.
Harris, hunkered down in Pittsburgh for debate prep, also emerging briefly on Saturday to visit a spice shop and hinting at how she plans to handle her opponent.
Look, it's time to turn the page on the divisiveness. It's time to bring our country together. Chart a new way forward.
Sources tell NBC News she began running mock debates on Thursday, complete with a stand-in for Donald Trump. Prep work expected to continue through debate day.
President Donald J. Trump.
Trump's style, markedly different.
We're run by stupid people, and we found that out at the debate with Joe. How did that work out? And we're going to find it out again on Tuesday night.
Trump holding a rally on Saturday in Wisconsin and preparing for the debate by having meetings and conversations as opposed to study sessions. Today, one of the most closely watched polls in the nation dropped, showing Trump with a 1-point lead nationally, well within the margin of error.
We got to stop the cheating.
And in a new social media post drawing fire from critics who believe he plans to retaliate against political enemies if elected, the former president vowed that when he wins, anyone who cheated in the 2020 election or this year's will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences.
Aaron joins us now from Pittsburgh, where the vice president is getting ready. And Aaron, the Harris team is still hoping that the microphones end up not muted during the debate at times, right?
Yeah, Hallie, both campaigns finally agreed to muted mics when the recognized candidate is speaking, but the Harris campaign is still urging ABC to unmute both mics if there's significant crosstalk. Hallie?
Aaron Gilchrist there for us in Pittsburgh tonight. We will have live coverage of the debate right here on NBC and on our streaming channel, NBC News Now, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Tuesday. I'll see you then. To the Middle East now, where Israel says 3 citizens are dead after an attack at a key border crossing. Raf Sanchez is in Tel Aviv. And Raf, Israeli officials are calling this a terrorist attack?
That's right, Hallie. This attack happened at a major border crossing between Jordan and the occupied West Bank. Israeli authorities say the shooter, a Jordanian national, arrived in a truck and then opened fire with a handgun. He killed 3 Israeli workers before he was shot dead. And this comes 2 days after the killing of American activist Aishinur Agi during a West Bank protest. Eyewitnesses say the 26-year-old from Seattle was killed by Israeli troops and was not armed. Israel's military says it's looking into the shooting, but Agi's family is now calling for an independent American investigation. Hallie?
Raf Sanchez, thank you. We're learning more tonight about the crucial minutes just before last week's deadly school shooting in Georgia and the urgent warning from the suspect's mother in the minutes before it all happened. Priscilla Thompson has the new details.
Tonight, troubling new details about the deadly mass shooting at Appalachia High School on Wednesday. The Washington Post reporting that Marcy Gray, the mother of the suspected gunman, tried to warn authorities, making a 10-minute call to the school at 9:50 a.m., half an hour before the gunfire erupted. Gray writing in text messages to her sister Annie Brown, "I was the one that notified the school counselor at the high school, and I told them it was an extreme emergency and for them to go immediately and find my son to check on him." NBC News confirmed the call with Brown, but has not seen or verified the text messages. One of the students in Gray's class reportedly saw an official looking for Gray moments before the shooting began.
She thought that he was another kid with a very similar name. And then about 10 to 15 minutes later, that's when the one they were looking for came shooting. If they would have acted in the beginning, maybe some of the lives could have been saved today.
In all, 2 students and 2 teachers were killed. 9 others were injured. In a statement to NBC News, Barrow County School System says they are not commenting on specific details. With the shooter and his father in police custody, both pleading not guilty to multiple counts of felony murder, investigators are now working to uncover a motive as the community grapples with unspeakable loss.
Priscilla joins us now from Georgia. And Priscilla, we understand the father of the shooter could face even more charges soon?
That's right, Hallie. The district attorney says as this investigation continues, the father could soon face additional charges for their surviving victims. Meanwhile, the high school there remains closed. Hallie?
Back in a moment with the mystery illnesses in one small Texas town, why some folks there blame Bitcoin, and a wave of hope. The college football tradition letting these kids know they will never fight alone. Okay. Also marking the spectacular closing ceremonies of the Paris Paralympics. It's been a summer of sports in the City of Light. Tonight, the games coming to a close with the stadium lit up in the colors of the French national flag. Look at that. And Paralympians from around the world carrying their flags to the sounds of chariots of fire. It's such a proud time for the U.S. Our athletes taking home 36 gold medals. You know what's up next? Los Angeles is set to host the next Summer Olympics in 2028. Now to a mystery brewing in a small Texas town. People there getting sick, with some now blaming it on a nearby Bitcoin mine. Our Kathy Park headed there to investigate.
My daughter had a seizure on the 4th of July.
In the small town of Granbury, Texas,
our grandson was one of them. He started having fluid leak out of his ears, had 4 ear infections in 4 months.
People reported they were getting sick.
I was walking to my barn and it felt like I got hit in the chest by a baseball.
Deanna Lakey, a nurse, says she ended up being the patient.
And then I started becoming sick.
Sorry, sweetheart.
I just felt like that I was going to die.
Then at a town meeting where she heard other people blame a nearby Bitcoin mine for their illnesses, it clicked.
We live very close to the Bitcoin farm, and we are definitely subject to the sounds that are going on 24 hours a day.
Marathon Digital owns and operates this Bitcoin mine here in Granbury. A massive network of fans cooling off thousands of computers, creating cryptocurrency.
And how loud is this noise? Describe it to me.
So it's like sleeping with a vacuum cleaner on your bed.
Cheryl Shadden lives across the street.
This is the noise at my barn, which is just a couple hundred yards away from my house.
And believes the noise is making her sick.
My ears buzz 24/7. I've got headaches, I've got dizziness.
Residents say it's even affecting the animals.
And I had a dog that for the last year, she was ripping her fur out.
While there's no direct evidence linking the crypto mine to these ailments, Dr. Michael Osborne, a researcher and doctor at Massachusetts General Hospital, says there is research showing there could be a correlation between persistent noise and health impacts.
It's certainly possible and plausible that long-term exposure to these sort of stressful insults could lead to adverse health consequences.
A clinical audiologist in Granbury says more patients are seeking his help.
This summer,